Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the show. This is the road trip where we start off going from A to Z, and then I don't know, we make it to Z, but we don't make it the way you think. So I am DWTT, and I got my man, Mr. Tom, with me. Mr. Tom, how are you doing?
Hello, everyone. How are you all doing?
Cool, 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 cool. All right, we should have another
Um,
guest joining us in a bit, but
I'm just headed to
yeah.
Twitter to do the old notification thing. Sorry,
All
I
right,
don't usually say it, but
all right, no problem.
uh,
Cool, cool, cool.
get the
All
word
right.
out.
So we are. It is Euros. Euros is in full flow. Two games, or everybody's on playing their second game. Copa America is starting off really slow. They had one game, then they had another game, and then I think this weekend, then they're going to have a lot more games on each day. I don't get it, but that's how they're going about
It's a
it.
smaller tournament, Gary.
Oh, is it?
It's
It's
lit.
not.
Yeah, well, there's 16 teams in it, so 24 in this one. So there's less games generally.
Ah, I don't know. I didn't know the counts, but it just seemed weird that they had one to start it off, and the next day another one. And I don't know how it works out
Mm.
today in terms of games. I didn't realize it was that big of a difference in games in teams. But like today in Copa America, you got Ecuador and Venezuela and Mexico and Jamaica playing. So cool.
It's
And
actually one
as
of the biggest Copa Americas they've done because they've
in Canada and
invited
Mexico, right?
multiple teams. Yeah, they've invited a
Yeah.
lot of teams. Yeah, because
Okay.
obviously they don't have enough to really. They used to do it with. I think they did it with 12 teams usually, and then they'd invite a team.
Okay.
So
Oh.
generally speaking, because obviously it's not like Europe. There's only like what 10 countries, like with a football confederation there. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just
Okay.
obviously they're inviting more of like the bigger countries from footballing countries from North America and the Caribbean.
True.
So to pad it out a bit or to create again more games because obviously that's what it's always lacked compared to the European Championships. So obviously, because generally speaking, Gary, there's only really three teams in that tournament that realistically currently have any real chance of winning it.
Yeah. Well, I think this year will be a little bit interesting. We'll see how that plays out. But one of our usual guests, Mr. Sam Greenwood. He's in the chats. Said to hang out with us for a bit, but he's got stuff to do today. So we'll see him when we see him next. But thanks for joining us. Yeah, and I was going to say also, Georgia, as you said, is up. We were talking about that. Is up. It's up 1-0 on Czechia, and then later on you got Turkey and Portugal. For example, if Georgia were to win and Portugal were to win, then that Turkey Georgia match would actually be for that second spot. I mean, probably all three teams will make it.
Well, Turkey have already played Georgia.
Oh, they have. Oh,
Turkey
oh.
won, I
So
believe.
Georgia
It
has
was a
to
great
play
game.
Portugal. So
Yeah,
Georgia has to play Portugal. Oof. So they really need to win this one.
yeah.
They really need to win this one.
I only found out about 12 minutes ago that goal difference is secondary in this to head record, apparently.
I like the idea that like if I beat you, it doesn't matter if I lost 6-0 to somebody else. Unless
Mm.
like there's yeah, I beat you, right?
I suppose they're creating the importance on the actual matches themselves. Like,
True.
you know, like like you just said, the amount of goals scored is secondary to actually winning the game itself.
True. True.
Um, but obviously that comes into play with because my issue with this tournament format is that essentially the first round is designed to eliminate Scotland and seven others. Like it's
Well, I
more
mean,
teams go
I think it's
through than go
eliminated
out.
Poland, and I don't. So
Yeah,
Poland can do nothing, which seems weird because I thought even if they.
because they lost to Austria.
Oh, so when it comes to a draw, they. Oh, yes. Okay. Even yeah, when it comes to a draw on points. Oh my, yes, 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 yes. Didn't even think of it that way. No, no. Oh wait. Oh
Yeah, they
yes.
lost yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. They lost to.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think they're gonna rue the thought of not playing their striker. Why can't I think of his name now? Mine's
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski. Yeah, sooner than later, because you rather have the 3 points earlier than like now. They mean nothing. Like you
Mm.
needed those three. Like if he could have played in the first game, at the least you get like whether you win it or not, it's better off for you because he wasn't going to play all 3 games anyways. And the third
He's injured though, isn't he? Because otherwise he would have played all three.
Yeah, but did he start or did he come off the bench yesterday?
No idea.
Let's look and see. I am let's see. Poland. See what happened in the Poland match.
I'm the world's worst football expert. Did he play yesterday? I don't know, Gary.
Yeah, no, you know what? I don't know if he played or not, but he did not start, so there you go. So yeah, he wasn't gonna make a difference. He wasn't gonna make a difference. So there you go. All right.
They're kicking off the second half. For the benefit of disclosure, obviously I'm on the BBC iPlayer, which means I'm about a minute behind the actual real-time
I'm
action.
I'm on the iPlayer too, and they are standing at the midline over
Yeah.
here for me. So
So
the
in reality, they've kicked off a minute ago while we were
yeah,
having this conversation, but I'm
yeah,
just seeing it now.
yeah, yeah. All right. Cool, 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 cool,
But at
cool.
least we'll probably see the goals at the same time anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so how have you enjoyed the Euros?
I've enjoyed what I've seen generally. Um, I was saying yesterday on Lolo's show on Stoop that the like obviously one of the bigger matches of the round was obviously or Netherlands, sorry, versus France, and no goals in it. Yet I can't imagine anyone would have gone out of their way to watch Croatia versus Albania, and
Yep,
that game
no,
was fantastic.
yep,
It was
yep,
genuinely good.
yep,
It was
yep.
exciting. It
I was gonna say for me, it shows the coaching that that's going on in those types of games. I don't think it's yes, it's you have a better chance against it in Albania you know, if you're playing right, but the fact that yes, you miss out like the only player that was missing from the Netherlands and French game that like would have turned the needle right was Mbappe, and still the game ended the way it did. Like nah, nah, you know what I mean? Because think about it, if any team is missing one player, you don't think it's going to end up like that, right? Like somebody's going to take advantage of it, or somebody's going to overcome it. Either one, pick one. That's going to happen, right? And it
Generally
didn't.
speaking, Gary, the way it played out from the bits of it I did see, it was overcoached. Two teams that basically didn't want to lose. Obviously, no team wants to lose, but it
Yep,
played out like no one wanted to lose.
yep,
And because both are probably going to go through anyway.
true,
So if I'd have watched the whole thing, I would have felt like they conned me into wasting 2 hours of my life on it.
true, 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 true. Yeah, yeah. And Stephen from Canada has joined us. He says he's working. He's just listening in. Cool. And Sam says
I bet
hello, hello.
they
Georgia,
must have.
are
I
Georgia?
bet they've. I bet Georgia have not surprised Georgia though.
Yeah, yeah,
No. I admired their performance against Turkey because that game could have very easily been 2-2.
yeah,
Obviously, heroic defending from the Turkish defender. Like threw his way in the ball. It was really impressive. Threw his way in front, like didn't duck from the ball or anything. Like
yeah.
he wanted to get his head in front of that ball, and he did. Knocked it out, and then obviously they brought the goalkeeper up, and at that point, you're either going to lose by even more, which they did, or
True, true, true.
just good
Yeah,
stuff.
but
It was good
like
stuff to see.
like Frank and as Sam says, France did disappoint. I think they're. I mean, Netherlands. I think what we saw from them is similar things that we see. Like you got your gap pose there. and Javi's coming up, but he's not there. But surprise misses from Gatpo. We're not surprised. We've seen it before, right? Um, the offsides call. I It is offsides. Like it's offsides because we see it all the time. Like offsides that happens earlier in the play. What's the difference? No difference. It's offsides, right? It's offsides. It's offside. Doesn't matter if it affects the play or the players responding to it, but you're offside, so you have gained an advantage. Whether the other team shows that it is an advantage that you had or not, you know what I mean? It still happens. Like
The only
sometimes you're
real
offsides and you
two,
don't get the advantage anyways, right?
yeah, the only real two offsides that have been contentious in this whole tournament were the two matches where the VAR was being decided by the Premier League refs.
Yeah, true.
That hasn't happened with any other set of refs.
Yeah. Now here's the thing: do you think that's just coincidence, or do you think that just happened in those games? Like should the referee have made the call on
In
the
reality, it's
pitch?
probably a bit of both, Gary.
But like how much? Like it
I've, I,
happened.
I,
It happened with the English refs on in the up in the body two in the TV booth and on the pitch, right? So was it like why? So is it for me? Is it's either coincidence or they did something inconsistent with all the other officials. You know.
ultimately, I don't know. But the thing that has sort of planted a seed in my mind, which I'm sure will grow more and more as this tournament progresses, is basically I think it's showing that I think the Premier League refs are enamoured with the stars of the Premier League. I think they are. I think there's a fear about their decisions that they're going to upset the the bigger characters, the managers. Like oh no, if we do this decision, it's going to upset Jurgen Klopp, or for example. Whereas like every other ref in this tournament or VAR team or however you want to slice it are basically like, no, it's offside. And I don't
Yeah.
care who it is.
Yeah. And you know
They
what?
did it to Lukaku twice in
Yeah.
20 minutes.
True. It shows respect for the game because that's first and foremost. The game matters more than any one team because guess what? The game will always be here if you do things right. Right? Today is Real Madrid, tomorrow it's Barcelona, and then it's Manchester United, then it's City. You pick and choose. There's always going to be one team that stands out amongst the rest. Depending on what decades, year you're in. So you can't, but the game's got the game, so it should be all about the game. All of,
We need this
yeah,
semi-automated offside though. Just needs a photo. None of this like context of like, oh, if you don't know you ain't played the game, you don't
yeah.
know the game. And it's like, no, just bring up the photo, and he's either in front of the defender or he's not.
Very true.
It's
Very true.
irrelevant. It's
True.
irrelevant about
Yeah.
what he did in 1985.
True. True.
So what did
Fair.
he do in that photograph?
Mm,
That's all that matters
true.
ultimately.
True.
Apply the rules apply the rules correctly. Take out all this interpretation nonsense.
Mm,
Like actually give clear cut rules. Is he
yeah.
offside in this situation? Is he offside in that situation?
True.
So
True.
everyone knows and they can go, right, well, I've been told if that happens in that thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
have a guy on the end of the thing with the rule book, which they
Yeah.
all should know anyway, but obviously humans are humans,
True.
but give them the information they
But you
need.
know what? Officials that we're talking about aren't officials that just started this thing yesterday, right? We're talking about officials for how many years now? 5 to 10 years at
It feels
least,
like
right?
some of them were born yesterday, though.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like they should know the rules. So like, and we're not like, yeah, yeah. As you said here, I guess this is the thing. VAR should happen. It shouldn't take that long to figure out whether or not the officials should take a look at it or not. Because that's the problem. I think, as you said, the Premier League referees and English referees, they feel like they have to get everything right the first time they look at it. So they're going to look at it over and over again. And it's like, no. If you think there's something there, let the official look at it and then let's move on. All right. That's kind of how I think it should be used. Otherwise, move on.
I can't remember if I said this last week. Cannot remember if I said it this time last week, but it probably was because it was about the Germany game. Germany scored a goal. While they're doing the replay of the goal because they've done the celebration, they've done the goal, commentator, while talking over the goal, went, "Oh, hang on, this is going to get chalked off for offside." And then by the time they'd finished doing the replay, it was decision made, and he was told, you was offside. And it was a fact, he was offside. I mean, it was close, but he was offside.
Yep.
I mean, I suppose Germany were more forgiving of it based on him being 4-0 up at the time.
Yeah.
But that's not the point.
Yeah.
Because again, the rules shouldn't really take into context what the score is.
True.
Offside's offside, goals are goals.
Yeah.
But no, I was personally just impressed with, oh great, we've not actually wasted 5 minutes of the ticking clock that doesn't stop.
Yeah, well, when you draw the line the first time, like there's no handball, there's no foul. The only thing it could be is possibly an offsides. When you check that immediately, like the first thing you do is you check that. Who knows what they're talking about? But if that's the first thing you do, it's pretty clear as day what's going on. Glenwyn joins us. Welcome to the show. Guna Matters for those who know him but welcome to the show. Yeah, I get this part though, Stephen. England, and but I'll save this because we can talk about that for a bit. But we'll come back to that one. Huh?
Who's Tim?
Yeah. Oh, that might be a little. I think the I and the O are right next to each other, so I'm going to blame it on the keyboard. That's what I'm going to blame it on.
I know it's a typo. Just still.
Little Timmy.
Why can't you? I'm trying to look. What letters are around the G on the keyboard? Why can't it be Tarry?
Yeah. Or it could be autocorrect, right? Because you know how autocorrect sometimes you'll type it incorrectly and then it goes, no, I know what you're trying to say. And it's like, no, you don't know what I'm trying to say.
It's like, that's a Tim right there.
Yeah, so Sam, he's settled back. Yeah, he's chilling out. We saw him on the show last week in the house.
I've already said, "Hey Sam, why'd I do that?" But no, seriously, it's great to see Sam's. Things are looking on the up.
True. Yeah, I like the offsides too, the way they show it as well. It's not like a line anymore. It's actually slices of players, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, is it offsides? Look, this slice, because I think there was one where it was a knee versus a hip or something, or a thigh, and that was the difference in whether he was on or off. And it was like you can see the defender and the offensive player in the visual, and it's like, all right, easy, done, move on, let's go. All right.
Yeah, I was listening to some they were explaining it. I'm not going to act like I know the ins and outs, but essentially there are more points of contact for their cameras where they've got more cameras basically, so they can actually catch the correct angle of what they need to basically, rather than we've just plunked one camera on this side of the pitch, and if a Liverpool player is in the way of the camera, tough shit. But it shouldn't be tough shit because you've already spent the money on the stuff. To spend more to have enough to carry it for every possible contingency.
True. And it's not like you don't have enough time to set it up, right? I mean, these games are set up, and now you know where the machines need to live. You know how much time you have to set them up. You set a game up on Friday, you can use the same system on a Sunday. Done. It shouldn't take that long. Yeah.
All you have to do is clean it occasionally, like just leave
get the
them
smudges
there.
off. Yeah, get the smudges off.
You haven't got to take it home at the end of every game. Once it's there, it's there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I have a feeling they move them around because it's sitting there idle for weeks, right? If you have like 3 away games, so they probably do move them around. Oh, we got a goal coming. I don't see it on my screen yet, but Sam Greenwood is watching it live.
30 seconds, I
there you go.
suppose.
Yeah, you know what, Glenwyn, I've been following the cricket, but you know what? It's hard. I can't even watch it over here, really and
Did the
truly.
United States make it to the what they call it?
They made it to was it the round of 16? I think it's called.
No. The second round is 8 teams.
Okay, well, they were that round. They made it to that round, but
that's impressive.
They just lost to West Indies, right? They just lost to West Indies last night. So I think they're having Saw somebody say that it was a terrible goal by that Georgia just gave up. So, but that's what we wanted to see, right? We wanted to see, and it's not Czech Republic, man. Is it Czech Republic? I thought it's Czechia. Czech Republic is
Yeah,
no
they've
more.
changed their name. Like Turkey did it too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Changed the
Well,
spelling of their
Yeah,
name.
yeah. Czechia is the combination of Czech is isn't it Czechia? Yeah.
That would be like me calling, oh, my name's not Tom anymore. It's Tom
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
H.
Czech Republic doesn't exist anymore, Sam. You know that. Oh, that was a terrible goal. How did that happen? Oh, it went off the post,
Right,
and
let's have
and
a
he
look.
chested it down, and then tipped it. Oh, didn't even get a chance to. Let's see. Headed it off the post. Oh, the defender just let him walk right in. Oof. Got a man. You got a man up. Somebody forgot the man. Mark their man. Wow. So there you go. So you got competitive games at the bottom of the standings. Yeah. So very good.
United States got 5 points in the cricket. They got 2 wins
Hmm.
and a non-result. Let's have a
Yeah.
look what happened there.
There's weather. It was weather. So yeah.
Yeah, they abandoned the match against Ireland, where you might have even beat Ireland. Although
Yeah.
Ireland are all
Yeah.
right at the shorter forms of the game,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Yeah.
So,
No, Steven, I agree. Like the more simple the role, the better off. If your feet are off, then that makes it easy. You don't even have to look at elsewhere. But if they're saying you can score with like 90% of the body, then that has to be the part that they check, right? Yeah. So
tomorrow, the United States play England in the cricket.
yeah, I think they have to win that, and then West
Yeah,
Indies has to lose to um,
South Africa.
South Africa for US to make it through. So,
Yeah,
and they have to win by a lot. So, I don't know. It's going to be a big challenge ahead of them.
still
Yeah,
impressive though
yeah,
to have
yeah.
won 2 games. So
True, true, true,
I'll give
true.
them that. Give them that.
Yeah, I haven't been able to. I know it's been in the States, and I think most of the matches have been down south because I think a lot of the games are in the Caribbean. Of course, since it's I know like
Yeah,
there's games in Barbados, there's games I think in down in Miami, and I forgot there's some games I want to say in the Carolinas, I believe. So like
there's
all are.
three.
Yeah,
There's 3 cricket grounds,
yeah,
I believe, that are actually situated in the United States itself.
yeah. And then
Um,
like I know I think there were games. I thought there were games in Guyana. So I think yeah, yeah,
I think they actually play one of the games in a park. If it's
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
So no,
And
it's Texas, Florida, and New York.
Texas, Florida, and New York. All right. Oh, I didn't know it was in New York. All right. All right.
Yeah, Nassau County
Yeah. There
Stadium.
you go. And Sam with his customary response to whatever we said. But Steve, you know the PL rest will make a mess of it. There you go. Czechia is shorter than Czech Republic. You're right about that, but I don't think it's called Czech Republic anymore.
I
So,
always think Chechnya is the place where Russia invaded,
mm, mm.
not Ukraine. No, but there was a
Oh, a
place called
shorter version of
Chechnya
the
where
name.
it was
Okay. All right. I didn't. Shorter version of the name, but all right. So, but that's interesting. Interesting. But we got somebody in the background who's going to join us in a bit, in a little bit, in a second here.
Make
No
him
way.
wait. Make him wait. Fuck him. Make him wait. No,
All
pardon
right.
my
You
language.
know what? We're
No.
going to bring up this comment from Arsenal Misfit, but before we do that, we will bring in the man, the myth, the legend. I don't know. I never say legend. No, you don't get legend. I'm taking that back. Video guy, scratch that from the audio and the
It's
video.
already scratched.
Thank you, sir. And but joining us, we've got Lonzo in the house. How you doing, Lonzo?
Good.
What's for
Cool.
breakfast?
A donut.
A donut for breakfast. There you go. Dunkin' Donuts or just a store bought donut?
Yeah, store bought. I woke up hungry, so
Hmm.
how you guys doing today?
We're doing good. We're doing good. We're kind of
Hi,
watching
Tom.
Hello.
the first game of the day, Georgia and Czechia. It's 1-1 right now in the 63rd minute, at least on my screen, but probably in the 64th minute on those watching it live. Yeah.
My football knowledge and interest in football was diminished over the course of doing this show. Like, not
Hmm.
specifically this show, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
the trip and road trip. So, does anyone actually know who's playing later today?
In what?
football,
And
the European Championship.
yeah, so the next game coming up is Turkey and Portugal. So
Okay.
that should be a really interesting game because I think
Should be solid, yeah.
Turkey, if they get something out of that game, that definitely gets them into the next round, no matter what. And Portugal, we expect them to go out there and maybe get a win and run away with it. And then later on, got Belgium and Romania, and that could be a scary game for Belgium because everybody expects them to implode.
I'll say this: they are a great example, Belgium, of why the FIFA World Rankings mean nothing, because they are consistently either the first, second, or third nation in the FIFA World Rankings, and it's consistently just led to them being overhyped, being embarrassed in the tournament stage
Yeah,
based on fictional rankings.
yeah. Well, think about it. If they don't win, if they don't win, they're done.
Well, they'll go back to the footballing wilderness.
If they don't win, they're
There's only
done because
so long.
everybody else has a win. Everybody else at least has a win. Romania gets a draw, they're into the next round. I think no matter what. I think no matter what.
It's likely. It's very likely if they do get a point. I mean, three will probably there will be a team that goes through on 3 points in this tournament because basically they've made it so you have to be really bad to not go through.
True. And right now Belgium is really bad.
Yeah.
Right now they are
They've
really
played
bad.
one game, Gary.
Yeah, but you know what? When you play one game, then you don't really have much of a, you don't have much to play with, because you lose. Because think about it. Now Romania comes in knowing, look, we're going to defend like crazy, right? We know what Belgium brings to the table, right? We know what Belgium brings to the table. So
We'll find out a lot about that Belgium team tonight.
true. Chris next joins us. Says, "Hey chaps, Lonzo, what you got? What you thinking about? What do you think about this Belgium team? Think they're they're the only team without a win and they're without points even in that group."
Like Tom said, I think there's a lot of hype between Belgium because, you talk about the abundance of players that are difference makers on their team, like De Bruyne, like Lukaku, like Trezor, and like Carrasco. There's a lot of players on that team, and there's really no excuse on why they're doing so poorly. Again, like Tom mentioned, there's only one game, but hopefully they could come up with a win or two to win a group. So there's a lot of sloppiness, and I kind of compare them to England as far as them having superstars basically and not playing together as a team, and it kind of gets conglomerated to where everyone wants to score, but then they can't, or they're not ambitious enough to make that next step. So you have like Daku also in the wing that has provided, Lukaku with enough crosses, or at least not enough, at least. So it kind of. I watched the game on Monday and I saw a team that wasn't really strong enough, though you on paper they are. And they missed a lot of shots on target as well, and they got offsides and handballs at the very end. So hopefully they'll regroup and prove their ranking in the world. But it's hard because you know they have these world class players that want to just kill it every game, and then they just lay off.
I hear you.
It's my fault why Belgium aren't doing well, by the way, because I may have made a small wager on Lukaku to be the tournament top scorer, and it gets better, Gary. When I saw they were 1-0 down against Slovakia, I thought, oh, they're going to go for it there. And I had a small wager on Lukaku to score the second goal in the game.
Oh
And then I
my.
saw him score, and I saw UEFA go, nope. Then I saw him score again, to which he was like, I've definitely got a goal this time. To which UEFA went, let's rewind the footage. Let's have a. Oh, you touched the ball with your hand, sir.
Yeah. 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 No,
I was
I
like,
hear you.
yeah, it's my fault.
Yeah.
It's my fault.
Cool. So welcome joining us also on the show, or joining in the chat. And is Miss Melina has joined us. Welcome to the show, Miss Melina. I think Miss Melina, if I recall, just hit the, what is it, 8,000 subscriber
8 million.
mark?
8 million.
8,000? 8 million. We're going to go with 8 million
It's 8 million,
subscribers
clearly.
mark. Yeah. So congratulations on that. Russ has joined us. He's out walking the
Russ
dogs.
Morgan.
Russ is out with the dog. Hey, that's right. Everybody hit the likes. You know, we got a lot of people in here. But let's go back to this.
One
Yeah.
like, and there's 3 of
No,
us
no,
on
no,
the show.
no. I think we got more.
That
No, I said no. I said we should have more than one like. Let's see what we have. Oh, you know what? I have to. It doesn't refresh, so I only see the one like I put in there. So I don't know how many likes we got. But Stephen was talking about the England squad, and since we were talking about teams that like Belgium aren't worth the rankings that they've gotten, and also if I recall, I believe England was in the betting as like possibly a team that a team to beat, a team that could win this thing. Isn't that correct? Isn't that like something I heard?
No. The betting on tournaments are fishy because obviously Britain is obviously a predominantly gambling country, like sets the odds and stuff like this. So obviously, I don't know if it's different in America with your gambling odds, but in England always tend to be second favourite in a tournament because the amount of people here that bet on England just in case it happens.
True. You know what? Yeah, you're right. I mean,
it creates a false market.
Yeah. Well, supposedly they say Vegas knows something. That's why you see certain things show up. But also they know, as you said, the betting patterns of people. Like if Belgium, people are probably, probably the odds for Belgium to lose today are pretty good, just because people are expecting Belgium to lose, even though they shouldn't.
Yeah.
So
they'll bring the odds in the more money they get on it because then they want to lose less money as possible, or what you call it, like you mitigate your liabilities, I believe is the term.
True. Yeah. But so what do you think? And this is, we got a lot of things to say here on this one. So Southgate has, Saka's overcome Southgate, it seems. It seems Gahey has overcome Southgate, it seems. And I think that might be it for players that consistently in the last 2 games for England have overcome whatever Southgate is doing. Because Bellingham had a glimpse, all right, looked good. But Rice, according to many, and if you look at the game, did not have a good game in the second one. Not look good. Is that Southgate? Is he really the best defense for England winning anything?
I think what I think you're finding is, I think something is happening which I may have suggested on this show in the 2022 World Cup chats. It may have even come up in the Euros chats of 3 years ago. I don't know how old this show is actually, but because I basically was saying the pool of players that he has to choose from is diminishing by the year. He's got less players to pick from because there are more foreign players coming into the Prem. Basically, you have to make a decision as a football association. Are you going to limit the number of foreign players playing in your league, which is obviously also illegal, probably, or are you going to allow teams to or force teams to play more English players, which will then build the pool of players that you have? Because he's playing people in central midfield that play on the wing or left back or right back or whatever. Like you got people play. It's basically like he's done it like a bingo, like a random lottery on who plays where. Like I do it all the time on Football Manager, but I'm not the England manager for real, so it's okay when I do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's
So
okay
joining,
when he does
got
it.
somebody in the backstage of joining us, and I guess, and I don't know who Lonzo's waving to. Now he's giving a thumbs up. Who you giving a thumbs up to?
He's waiting to his
Ryan.
to his fans. To his fans.
Oh, to his fans. All right, but joining us from the backstage, coming
Ryan's
straight
his
from
fan.
the floor, because he's not allowed on the couch, because only the animals are allowed on the couch, and the queen of the house,
Boss.
I
Spencer,
choose to
has
sit
joined
down
us.
here, Gary.
Huh?
I choose to sit down here.
You can tell me whatever you want. You can
Well,
tell me whatever you want. Yeah, you're comfortable on the floor. I get it. Yeah,
You are an older man yourself, Gary. You understand what back pain is.
yeah, but you know what? To get
Older
off the
man.
floor and then get back up means more work. So I don't agree with what you're saying. Should be standing up if you've got problems with your back. Going all the way to the floor and then having to get all the way back up. Because if you're an old man, that means you have to go to the restroom, which means you're up and down all day long.
I don't have that problem, but
Well, then you ain't that old then.
well, it depends on what you're. Never mind. Carry on. Good morning. How are you doing, Gary?
This is,
We're doing good. We're doing good. We're just
Hi,
talking about
Spencer.
England, and we'll let while you've heard a little bit from Mr. Tom Alonzo, England, Southgate.
I like England a lot, obviously because of Saka and Rice and Ramsdale. I want them to do well, so I wear the 3 lines stuff. It's frustrating because Gareth Southgate picked these players. Some of them are warranted, some of them are not. Though I will say that Mark Gahey has been probably England's top 5 best players since he's been on the team. You know, Southgate taking off Foden, Kane, and Saka in the second half is defines his coaching at England. He doesn't know what he's doing, man. And he still doesn't know, and he still hasn't got it right. And you bring on 3 right backs. One of them is playing in the right spot. 2 of them, and Trippier is playing left back, and you have Trent Alexander-Arnold playing midfield. Well, Declan Rice doesn't have a proper partner, so that's an issue as well. So there's a lot of issues going on with England, and they said that their back four was a problem coming into the Euros, and the midfield is a disaster. And I want them to win, of course, but there's issues there that he needs to be corrected, that should be corrected. For the friendlies, in my opinion, I mean, people don't think that they shouldn't have taken the Iceland game seriously, but that's your downfall. Because you can't fix your problems, then and it leads to the Euros with disaster. We're not over it now. That being said, like I said, that's not on the stoop. There's plenty of time to fix this. Because last year they started off this 0-0 draw against Scotland, and that wasn't convincing enough. So, things can turn around, but it needs to hurry up quickly because, it's not going to come home.
Yeah, well, we know what that means, not coming home. And before
Sorry,
Spencer
Tom.
says anything, we got Ryan talking about, yeah, England's the only team that brings injured players that aren't ready to play and can't get them to play.
I'm 100% okay with it not coming home.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's probably that's going to happen, right? So, Spencer, Southgate, okay, since you like to do this, and I'm just going to egg you on anyways, who in American sports would be the Southgate of American sports?
Well, I mean, I didn't expect that question.
I would say the Eagles head coach.
No,
the Cowboys head coach.
As the Eagles head coach won the Super Bowl.
No.
I mean, it's a hard because you guys are gonna kill me for my England opinion, but Southgate's the main problem, but the players are accountable too. They should be able to put goals in the back of the net. I don't care what anybody says. Saka, all these players are allegedly the best players in the world from the best league in the world. England players should have 6 points currently right now if they're gaslighted up as much as I hear them gaslighted up, in spite of Gareth Southgate. So at the end of the day, Southgate sure is the problem. Sure probably needs to get fired. But at the end of the day, these great English players that everybody talks about, where are they at?
Yeah. Well,
That's all I'm going to say on that. I mean, look, I would run 2 strikers up top. I told Tom this on Thursday. I'd run a 4-4-2 with Bellingham and Rice in the middle, Foden and Saka on the wings, and then Watkins and Kane up top, getting service up the middle. That's what I would run. And you can figure out the back four however you want to do it. And if you want to put Stones at center back and move him up in midfield, that's what I would run. But what he's running right now is too negative. It's like yesterday in a group chat, they were talking about, oh, France has been disappointing. Yeah, they've been disappointing, but they're tactically more offensive than England is. They have more they're just missing chances if you look at France. Like Griezmann missed an easy one yesterday. But that's my feeling on Southgate. Southgate is the problem, but to sit there and not hold the players accountable and all I hear is Southgate, 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 it's like making an excuse for why we didn't do it. It's like the SEC, Gary. When things don't go right, well, what was this? What was that? It's just like it's a total failure. If they don't go, I mean, look, there's not really a failure at this point either. You're 4 points top of your group. You're gonna go through. I mean, I get the vibe. I get the
The crux of it is it's boring. We know we're going to go through. Like, I don't mean to sound that arrogantly. I just mean by the format, the structure of the tournament. If you have 4 points and you go home, you'd have to be very unlucky. From this point on, but it's just boring.
Which is weird because
the caliber of player we've got, that's what makes it increasingly unacceptable. And as you said, I'm more annoyed that they've not basically gone, you know what, Gareth, this is actually really dull and it's not working. We're not winning doing this, so why are we doing this? In that moment, I mean.
But you know what? And that's the power. But this is the thing. That's the power of the managers in the game, right? Like, you know, as an English player, if you don't play in the Premier League, your chances of playing for the England squad are diminish considerably.
Yeah.
Even if you're the best player that England's got. I mean, I don't.
He'll take championship players to the next tournament. Not he. He ain't gonna be the manager.
Yeah.
He's not gonna. He will not be the manager by this time next month.
Yeah, that should be the way it should be. They should definitely. I mean, that should have already happened, right? Many times already, and it's not like he hasn't done. So he's been successful, but as you said, that is a combination of having some of the best players in the world on your squad. All right, but I do believe that it's a perfect storm. You can't just have the best players in the world all playing and the manager going out there putting out a plan and it not reduce the success to some degree if the manager's terrible at his job. Even though the players could be the best, if the plan and the mindset and everything that he brings to the table hurts the squad, and I think that's what happens. So I think about these guys are playing for Pep, and now they're playing for Southgate, and you're like looking at them. They can't put a pass together between their own teammates, right? We're not even talking about players that hadn't played forever. We're talking about Foden, we're talking about Walker, we're talking about Stones, and they can't piece together passes to each other, and they've played together, right?
Now, I'll say one thing that's factually true. It's factually true, and you literally can't challenge this. This is 100% true. England's best performance in a tournament since 1966 has occurred with a Leeds United player in the team. He did not take a Leeds United player to this tournament. Therefore, I'm going to blame Arsenal. I'm going to blame Chelsea. I'm going to blame Man United. I'm even going to blame Crystal Palace. You all suck, and that's why we're not going to win anything. Well, he knows he should take Calvin.
Well, he said he doesn't find a replacement for Phillips, even though he never plays the man. He didn't even play him. Last time we brought him, didn't even play him, but for some reason, that's the issue. They couldn't find a replacement for a player who doesn't actually play for England.
Calvin's his boy. Calvin does what he tells
That's
him.
see, and that's right there. Like that's how a manager can just derail quality on the pitch. Because if that's the mind, like what?
He's a
He
clean
actually
sheet
said it.
merchant. That's what he's obsessed with, Gary, is getting clean sheets, and that's how he sets that team up. The double pivot absolutely sets you up to get a clean sheet.
He doesn't even have the best defenders in England playing on his
And
squad.
probably that's why.
Like
I mean, I'm just I say this, but like again, like Harry Kane, if he's this great golden boy, he should be scoring goals left and right in these tournaments. And sometimes he does, but like I'll go back to, was it Thursday you guys played? So Thursday, if Kyle Walker's not paying attention, you lose that game 1-0 to Denmark.
Yeah.
But Kyle Walker picked that guy's pocket, and that's where that goal came from.
But you know what? That's what England squad. They have moments, right? They don't score the first. They don't score the only goal they scored this tournament, if for a moment, a deflection that falls right in the right spot for Bellingham, right? Otherwise, they don't score.
Two
right?
strikers up top. That's the answer.
So,
if I had the team that he had, I might lose. I'd probably lose more games at Southgate, but you would not come away from that game feeling like I did not enjoy watching that game.
because you play the players to their strengths, all right? And then you get, like, on a good day, you're going to blow teams out. On a bad day, you see, my thing is on a good day, you're going to blow teams out. On a bad day, you might get a draw. No?
I'd still play a double pivot. Like, I don't think the double pivot is the problem. I think the problem is that it's the instruction of always go backwards when obviously he's prioritising possession, but why not just always go forwards? But then have your players move forward to give them someone to give the ball to.
You could double pivot in possession, right? Like I said that before too. John Stones does
I would
it.
sit on a bucket. It's 100% true.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have Bellingham and you've got Foden,
actually.
and you don't want to play them together in the right spots, in the right spots together, you basically nullify them. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Do you know what Southgate should do? Like, I know he can't now, but let's pretend we live in a world where, like, he can repick. Like, if a player gets injured, he can basically. If Calvin Phillips is in a wheelchair right now or whatever, just sit the wheelchair in the double pivot spot. Because he trusts Calvin so much that Calvin would make a tackle while on the field in a wheelchair.
He doesn't, dude. Didn't you just hear what I said? He doesn't play.
Yeah, but he should play him. Clearly, he wishes he had.
Oh.
That interview, he was practically like, "This would be happening if I didn't have my sweet Calvin."
Ryan has he's gonna go. As he says, he's gonna go full.
Sweet Calvin.
Yeah.
That was silly of me.
Yeah. This is all the part to it. Yeah. Players out of position, right? Can't get the best out of them. If you decided now to put Saka as a left back, you're not gonna get the same player, same results. So
if you play one player in the wrong position, but have the other 10 players in their correct positions, you can generally get away with it.
yeah.
But he literally has the footballing equivalent of a hodgepodge.
Yeah. And you know what? And you make a point, because think about it. All right, we're talking about all the players on the England squad, right? I've heard somebody bring up Mitchell from Everton, or I don't know who he plays for, but he's a defender who would probably play his position better than the players that we have, because that's his position. Like, you shouldn't have to go out and get the best players just because they're the best players, play them out of position. You should be able to go out there and play the best player at that position at this time of the season, right? At this time of the year, in every position. Because
the team, though, generally.
Yeah, but you should be, like, at some point, I need to bring in a player that can actually play left back, a player that can actually play right back, right?
I still think there'll be championship players in not in the next England squad, but for the next tournament, there will be a championship player that has, like, entrenched himself in the team, because the pool of players is diminishing.
It's not. How do you say? What does he mean diminishing? He's like turning his back on players right now. It's not that it's diminishing. They're choosing not to pick certain players. All right.
I mean,
Like-
I can understand why he wouldn't pick Ben White personally.
Well, Ben White was kind of pushed in a certain direction, right? If you don't like something, do you stick
Ben White's not
around?
championship
Do you
level
stick
either.
around? Do you stick around with it, Mr. Tom? No, you don't stick around with it. You probably leave.
I've never seen Ben White play in the championship, so I'd never know.
No, I think the
I
Ben
watched
White
him
thing. The
play in
Ben White thing is
championship
just
46 times.
it just highlights a
46.
dysfunctional system that's going on. Yeah, dysfunctional. I mean, it's dysfunctional.
I used to like Ben White,
Yeah.
and he
Well,
betrayed me.
he betrayed you.
He's a
You
piece.
got- you don't think
he
you
betrayed
don't
me.
you think it's just a one-way street. It's only the player's fault, right? It's not the management, the manager, the assistant manager, none of that, right? But you're gonna blame just the one player. See,
No,
that's
no,
what you just did.
no,
Nope.
no.
You can't take it back now. You can't even
No.
change your thought and
Oh no,
try
I'm
to
gonna double
clarify.
down on it, Gary.
You're
I
gonna
ain't
double
changing anything. I'm gonna double down on it because I'll tell you this now. Yous are only having this view on Ben White because he's an Arsenal player.
No,
if it was
not
a
at
Man
all.
United player,
Nope,
the
not at
context
all.
would be completely
That is
different.
false, and you know it
That's not
because
false.
guess what?
It's not
When
false. It's
Jadon
exactly what's happening with all of you.
Sancho was called out by his manager, I didn't like that. And I don't
care
like
if
Manchester
Sancho gets
United.
called out
Well,
by
you
his
know what?
manager.
No. You can't say that doesn't matter now because it's the team I don't like. But I just told you an example. I don't think any of us like the fact that Ten Hag went out there and talked about one of his players that way. I don't think
It was
any of
really
us
silly
did.
of him.
Right?
Considering he then sent him into a Champions League final, but it was really naive of him.
Yeah, but see, and that's all about the manager, right? So you're trying to take the
No.
players, blame the
No.
players, and not the manager. And in
Nope.
two cases, the manager has a lot to do with that whole situation.
He should have just done the homework he was assigned.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing yous are not taking into account either. It's like, why couldn't he have just done what was expected of him while on England duty?
what was he supposed to do? What didn't he do?
Allegedly, I don't know. Obviously, I weren't there, but apparently they were just doing a team meeting, and it was basically, have you researched the player you'll be up against, like because they obviously assigned them who's likely to play against them, and on their end of the pitch, and it was like basically, have you researched what they did or something? And Ben White went, I don't watch football. But if you're on England duty and they ask you to research your opposite number, you probably should. Like, why are you too good to do that? You're representing your country, and when it suits people, that's a really important thing to say. Like you sit and go, oh, like when people like Ian Wright was saying, oh, people, if you don't want to play for England, you should phone the mother of a soldier and something like that. Like, why are those things only valid when Ian Wright says it? But when I say it, it's madness.
Yeah, I don't think we know the full information. You're just going by what you think is true. And but then in the same breath, you're going to tell me that Southgate is creating a really good environment for his players, both on and off the pitch, right? That's what you're trying to tell me as well, and that's why England is playing so good because the structure and the system that they have in place is splendid and really good. But then you're going to blame it all on the player once again.
I don't think I've said anything to suggest that, but okay.
No, I'm being facetious.
Tom's the only
That's what that
person I've
means.
heard blame players for their playing ability. Everybody else is just Southgate, like a reading rabbit. Southgate. Like that's all I hear. I don't hear anybody ever say the players are accountable too. It's okay to say Southgate.
We all were blaming. We all said Foden didn't play well. Right?
That's one person, but we're
and
also
we've
picking
seen
on
Saka not
City
play
player.
well, and we saw Rice not play well in the last game. So you only hear what you want to hear because we just said
It's
it,
not
right?
completely true.
But everybody said Rice did not play well. Everybody,
Gary,
fans of not. But you're gonna
right.
What?
Most of our friends have just blamed Southgate. This is a very level-headed show here where we do call out players. But most of the people that we deal with on a regular basis is Southgate on repeat. You know this. Tom shaking his head, yes, knows this. I'm in group chats that all it says is Southgate.
Yeah.
I wasn't calling you out saying you don't call out players. You know this. But anyway, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I
I'm a
and,
troll when it comes to this thing.
you know what?
Every
But
player.
you know what? What's the easier fix? Replace the players or replace the guy who's in charge of the players right now?
Replace
Like
the players.
we've been watching it for like how many years now with the same
Both.
person in charge, right?
Both.
Same player in charge, right?
Absolutely. Move on from the manager. Move on to some of the players. Don't bring McGuire.
4 seconds after
You're talking about some of
Southgate
the
was
worst
no longer the
situations
England
that
manager, I
that
will
England
talk
has,
like a
right?
child.
McGuire
Yeah.
is an easy one, right? But we're
That's
talking
true.
about the other top players that aren't playing so well, right?
But what's the big thing that everybody says? Southgate has his favorites.
And we've been told that every man has their favorites, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Southgate
this?
puts the 11 out. 99% of people have an issue. Sorry.
That's
Alonso, can you read this out?
You sound like the beat from season 3, Halloween 3, season of which, sake.
That's a good film.
Is it? Yeah.
That film, I mean, at the time, that film failed spectacularly because they were like, where's Michael Myers? I'm not watching a movie without Michael Myers. I can't watch Halloween without Michael Myers, but it's actually a lot better than most of the films that actually have Michael Myers.
Well, a Nightmare on Elm Street without, Freddy is kind of like, like Rocky without Rocky kind of doesn't really work, does it?
I get it. I get why it failed. I'm just saying, as an isolated movie,
Yeah,
it's quite good.
yeah.
We can't even watch the Georgia game, Gary.
I can watch it because I got the
Get
power.
BBC iPlayer.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll be on, I believe.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh my God! How did he miss?
Oh, I'm gonna see this is 3-on-1 here. Gets the pass. He's got the goalkeeper in front of him.
I've never been told I have interesting points.
You know what? I swear that ball has aluminum, has helium in it. You see how it just floated up well over the crossbar? I think
That straight for the top corner and then just went.
Wow! At least get the ball on frame. Come on, man! You got to get between the sticks. Come on.
I thought Creed 3 was quite good, Russ. I'm not,
Yeah,
but to be fair, I'm not actually the
Creed
best judge of
3
movies.
is actually in the name. It's about Creed. How's it about Rocky? Come on,
Yeah, but it's the first movie in the Rocky series without Rocky, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's called Creed for a reason, all right?
That's what he said.
It's called Creed. That's like the MCU and all that. And like, why is the Winter Soldier not about somebody else like Iron Man or something, right? Because it's not. It's about Captain America, that kind of stuff, So Georgia just a huge charge they did.
Look, ultimately, I just think somehow this is Alonso's fault.
All right, we'll go with that because look at everything. Because Bargav has joined us. Welcome to the show. He says Tom and Bronco had some interesting points last stream. I don't know I don't know what show this guy's watching. It's not my show.
Was it the Full Nelson or was it?
Probably not. It's probably it's got to be somewhere else because
it was Monday night.
Spencer and as you said, interesting points.
Oh, it's Monday night when me and Tom were like pushing the political. Not really. We were pushing the buttons to see how far we could go with the algorithm.
No, I missed that show for some reason. I think.
No, you showed up.
Yeah, I missed all the stuff though.
Oh, you didn't go back and watch it on repeat?
Yeah, I usually do, but I didn't. I'm like, Mr. Tom, dude, you know the rules. Keep your crap off my channel.
Sorry.
You're making me say bad words now.
Southgate.
Tom likes any crap movie. His favorite bands are the 90s girls bands. So there you go.
Nah. I'm not going to have a crossword said about the Spice Girls, but Victoria's fair game, obviously.
Are you do you have to like the Spice Girls, don't you? Doesn't your passport state that? Like on it just says British nationality, Spice Girl lover. It's just part of the stamp.
Spice Girls. Spice.
I mean, seeing as like everyone was going on about Southgate, I couldn't help but think. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Suck it.
No, I get it. But you know what? If he's not in it, that's all right. Tom has an autograph poster of Justin Timberlake. Oh, there you go. What group is he in? I call it the New
Instinct.
Fools in the Street and the
Yeah, but at least I didn't ask him to take a breathalyzer.
Oh boy. Spice up your life, Mr. Tom. Yeah. Hey, Big Gunner's in the house. Did I say hi to Big Gunner today? I don't even remember. But
You
welcome
don't
to the
say
show.
hi to BX Gunner ever anymore. You've become anti-Gunner.
I am. Well, no. I like Big Gunner. Stop that.
Suck it.
The pages of Tom's Spice Girl album are oof.
That's
Okay.
not true. That's genuinely not true.
You know what?
It was the 1996 album that
Oh.
that got the sticky treatment.
That is just nasty.
Wet pages.
Nasty. Just dirty.
Shannon Sharp. I mean, nope.
Oh man. So is this match over? It's over, right? So 1-1. Let's finish 1-1 draw. What does that mean?
Everybody got a point.
No
You get a
happy.
point. You get a point.
Yeah, I was just wondering for the standings, what does that mean?
Not true, Holly. It was Ginger.
Oh, so it's not baby. Nah.
Sporty Spice.
Holly, welcome to the show.
Actually, it's a lie. Scary Spice is a Leeds fan, so she needs some respect.
Yeah. Spice
I don't
Girls.
even know what the Spice Girls are.
True. There's a Leeds fan in every community.
Yeah.
Even
You know a lot of nonsense, and you don't know the Spice Girls. This is why. Whatever. That's terrible.
I never listened to
Spencer doesn't know the Spice Girls.
That's what he's saying. He's claiming that.
I've seen the picture.
I think he's just trying to say it because you know what? Come on. Nah. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes that.
I can pick them out, I can see the picture.
You're gonna tell us you were in some hole in the ground somewhere in another part of the world, and that's why you don't know the Spice Girls or something. But I don't believe that. I bet you if you were in a hole in the wall in the ground somewhere, you would have known about the Spice Girls even more so.
I mean, what's the definition of knowing about them? I've heard the term. I knew they were a girl band. I'm talking about in the 90s. I didn't really pay attention to it that closely.
I don't believe you, but whatever. I don't believe you.
I was 8 years old. When did they come out?
That's what?
96.
You're just adding even more to the the fact.
Was it 94, 93?
Yeah, you know.
I spent my birthday money from Christmas 1996 on their first album.
Hold on. You spent your birthday money.
Yeah.
From Christmas. So
no, because at Christmas, my birthday's at Christmas, so I got my birthday money. But so basically, for context, it was obviously later in the year, and I spent it on the Spice Girls album.
There you go.
I don't care. I'm not doing 10-year-old Tom. No, sorry, 11-year-old Tom. Like that, he wouldn't do it to me, so I'm not doing it to him. And I'm not denying what he spent his birthday money on.
So did you jam out in the room with Spice Girl music?
I 100% did. I even put it in the PlayStation because I didn't have a CD player.
There you go.
I wanted to test that PlayStation.
No one likes sporty.
Those were the days, right?
Spice, Mel C. Bargav wants an announcement.
So I'm tired. I don't even know if he talks like this.
But go on, say it again.
I'm tired of Arsenal announcing transfers close. They gotta get it, do it.
That's right. Mel C has got a baby by me.
Mel B.
And me meaning Eddie Murphy.
Scary Spice is the one who thought Eddie Murphy said he'd never leave me.
Yes. And
she said,
Spencer's boss letting you guys all know, Posh Spice is Mrs. Beckham, just in case you didn't know.
It's true. Although the thing I most know her for is when that Netflix documentary is the one that's always in the the memes where it's like, she's like, I didn't always take a flashy car to school. And he's like, be honest. She's like, all right, we took the Bentley. He's like, thank you. Then shuts the door on her. It's great. It's great.
There's a movie for the Spice Girls. Oh. There you go. Tom's favorite movie. Yeah. Ginger
What's my
Spice.
favorite movie? Sorry.
Okay,
List.
Russ.
What?
Yeah. So even the boss knows the 90s music, and Spencer's going to tell us, nah, I didn't know. I knew a lot of other nonsensical, crazy information, but I didn't know the Spice Girls. I don't believe it. I
don't care, dog. I don't care.
Yeah. And you know what? He said he doesn't have a complete Southern accent, which means
he does have a Southern accent.
That's what it sounds. That sounds like he's saying.
So if it's part Southern, what's the other part?
True. And Sam's gonna go a little off the path here. Welcome. Meet my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend.
Yes. Yeah, this is it's for us about the Spice Girls. We talked about the Spice Girls for at least 5-10 minutes, right? So
it's been
5 more minutes than I had planned today.
Dude, you talk like an hour about stuff that, I'm like, dude, we could have just decided not to have the show, if that's what you're gonna bring to the table.
I didn't do any of that, Gary. That never happened.
If I known we were going to be talking about the amount of RBIs scored in the MLB, it'd have been like, nah, dog, I could have gone to bed.
When have I ever brought up RBIs in baseball? Hold on now.
I made that up. I made that up.
But you know what? It's not out of the realm of a possibility that you would have brought something up and made it relevant to like Arteta's football.
Hey, Gary, is this a segue to Alonso's hockey corner?
Nothing is a segue to that ever.
Yeah, actually, he's right about that. It just kind of like it's one of those things that just pops up,
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah, but you know what? As they say, let's do that hockey. Let's do it.
Can I ask Alonso a question? Can I ask Alonso a question about the hockey? Because I did consider it, but then I thought no, because it might encourage him. All right, so Alonso, who is going to win the National Hockey League Stanley Cup? And why is it not going to be the Florida Panthers?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because their coach, Paul Maurice, always has good teams, right? And when he gets to this point of the year, he crumbles as a coach. So he doesn't really put forth the effort to play defense like they should. So unlike the Oilers, they're struggling right now, whereas the Oilers are winning games when it matters the most, and they got a fire lit under them to where they could possibly come back from 3 games to 0 to win 4 games straight. So that's impressive to me because that hasn't happened in quite a long time. And last night they won 5-1. The Oilers did against the Panthers. So right now the Panthers can't score any goals. And it's a problem because they were outscoring the Oilers by a lot of goals prior to Game 4. So I would not be surprised if the Oilers upset the Panthers and Miami because how poorly the Panthers have been playing lately. So, like how they said, the Panthers blew their lead, and yeah, it kind of sucks.
I thought she said something else. That was my fault. Sorry, I misread that. No, because I'm sitting back, so I thought it said a 4-letter word starting with L, ending with D, and wasn't lead. I apologize.
Right. So as a hockey fan, you won Game 7 because that's the most exciting game of all the playoffs, in my opinion. So we'll see how it works out. But yeah, the thing I don't like about it is sports nowadays. The games are are so spread out that by this time, 20 years ago, you're already thinking about the lottery draft. And in hockey, especially being a tough sport, you don't need a 3-day break. But before you took one day off, played 2 in a row, and took one day off to go to the visiting arena. But I guess that's the times, right?
All right, so
Yeah,
Alright,
not
so
PG, not PG at all.
cutting into Alonso's hockey corner. Who's going to win Stanley Cup?
I say the
Keep in
Panthers.
mind, you need to get this right if you want hockey corners to return next season.
It will return next season, regardless of the result, Tom.
I don't know about that.
I say the Panthers win, but it's going to be a very close game.
The Panthers blew a 3-0 lead in the series, guys, because of Gareth Southgate. Okay.
When you're right,
Southgate's
you're right.
fault.
When you're right, you're right.
So I'm
All
telling
right.
And
Arteta's fault too.
And that ends our let's do that hockey segment.
and that ends Alonso's hockey corner for the
Like Alonso's so confident. Oh, hockey corner's definitely coming back next season. But is it? You cheeky little bastard.
Oh man.
Holly thinks it's going to Canada.
Yeah.
Which it should, because that's the mean like 1993 when the Montreal Canadiens beat the LA Kings, so
Yeah.
that'd be good for them. But yeah.
Or the Oilers have wasted all their shots and goals, right? So yeah. Yeah. I mean, Panthers have nothing else to lose now. They've just lost 3 in a row. At least they come.
I've got a real big theory about this game 7, right? Because obviously I clearly know my hockey, and Gary's face. But just be wary if Jean-Claude Van Damme's there for a game 7. It probably means that terrorists are in the building. So, if anyone's ever seen Sudden Death from 1995, it's I enjoyed it, but you know.
Wait, did he make Time Cop? Did he make Time Cop in '94? Right?
I believe so. Not.
Okay.
Was it 93, 94? Anyway, I mean, the best film he made in 1995 was Street Fighter, clearly. But actually, Street Fighter is 94, but it came out here in 95, so I think of it as a 95 film. Anyway, but yeah, he ends up as the goalie. He's stopping the terrorists, and then he ends up as the goaltender. Because of course he did. Gary, the look on Gary's face, it's like, how much more of this do we have to take? It's like, he was a goaltender, Gary.
Let's
overtime.
Let's move on. This is more hockey than I ever thought I would have to be chatting about.
Quack.
See now.
Mighty Ducks. I love the Mighty Ducks films.
Oh man, yeah, yep. I wanted to go to my before I forget. I saw this, and I know this would make Mr. Tom either cry or get really, really mad.
Agent Michael Scarn.
But you'd be happy to know that the Friedkin Group has injected $200 million into Everton to repay $158 million loan deal and cover operational costs. Ongoing due diligence will determine how Friedkin approach covering those debts was formulated.
Oh, that's nice for him, isn't it? It's nice to see the good guys in football are doing well.
There's a lot of this craziness going on, right? You can just sell hotels to yourself. You can get these loans paid off.
And we have to sell our best player.
Who's your best player?
Yeah, who is that?
It's going to be considered to be Somerville. I don't think it is Somerville, but
I thought it was
who was
The
Leeds'
value.
best player last season?
well, our player of the year last year was, I believe it was Ethan Ampadu.
No, but who was Mr. Tom's top
Brendan
player?
Aronson, of course.
We're
Union
going
Berlin.
into the Tommy Awards, are we?
The
Mr.
Timmy
Tom
Awards.
Awards.
It's named after
the
the
Timmy
famous
Award.
Timmy.
Yeah. Russ is right. Actually, it was called Champions. When you bought it on when you rented it on VHS in England, it was called Champions. He's right. But that means nothing to you guys because I guess it was called Mighty Ducks to you guys. I like Mighty Ducks too. When it was like these kids. When these kids went to represent America at the Goodwill Games because they didn't have the right to say Olympics.
Oh, he's waiting for the violins. Let's go. I was expecting to get violins, but you didn't give me much.
Well,
but
no,
you know what? You will save that and you will bring it up. I know on another show. I know it. It's because now you have the information.
Everyone knows. I think Everton needs to fuck off. So there's no. It's not.
So who was your top player? I don't know. We got to that real quick here.
I feel the best player for Leeds last season was Ethan Ampadu.
Oh, okay.
Like consistent, solid. I'm not looking to get 20 goals out of Ethan Ampadu. I'm looking for consistent performances, and that's what we got.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have more goals from midfield, but he played in defence for most of the season. So there you go.
Yeah. And then and also I'm going through my bookmarks because I always bookmark things I want to chat. In our fact checking or take that, Tony. Deschamps says on the omission of Konate, he says we have to play our best players. Saliba has convinced us all that he's ready for this challenge, and I will always select the best players. It's not complicated. So there you go. So take that, Tony. So Tony's not here to come back at us, but you know what? I'm gonna do it. And I said it.
Tony, Saliba was always going to play.
So what you're saying is that you write things down, Gary, instead of interrupting people to get your opinion out. You wait your turn.
Yes.
Okay, I just never mind. We were talking Tony.
Yes.
Never mind. We were talking Tony. My bad.
Yes. Oh, you wanted me to do that in a Tony fashion? Is that what you wanted?
Chris Nix.
Yeah.
He has led quite the life since the Mighty Ducks films.
Yeah.
I believe. Obviously, when you're known as the fat goalkeeper from the Mighty Ducks films, the acting roles tend to not be plentiful. Let's just say. And he basically his mugshots will tell you the life he may have led.
That guy has had a rough life. A lot of it self-induced.
Yes.
Yeah. So
fact, don't look into it. It'll upset.
So Mr. Tom,
Yeah.
somebody did bring up Aronson's name. He is back with Leeds. So there you go.
Nah. He's not my midfielder.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, with a lot of and also I guess the one last but not least with all this chatter about Elise, anybody think Eze's gone too? Arsenal seems interested.
Yeah.
What about Gahey as well?
Yeah.
I mean, I would like
Almost
either
certainly.
one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to have to restock. Don't get me wrong. It's nice having a restock when you're already in the Premier League and you've got a lot of money for your players. Like, it's a nice problem to have. But Crystal Palace will regret the fact that they rejected £18 million from Bayern Munich for their manager that had only been employed by them for about 2 months at that point. And I remember saying that they're going to regret that decision when they have to sack him and pay him to sack him in November, when they have not made a good start because they sold all their best players in the summer.
That's a very good point. When someone offers you money for a manager and you're to the level that Palace is, where you're, mid Premier League, it's not a diss or anything. They offer you $18 million for your manager. You walk them to the door and say, "Thank you for your service, but my brother in Christ, it's time for you to go." And then you send them off.
I
They
don't know
weren't
what
even
that
going to get
means.
relegated with Roy. Like, even if Roy Hodgson
Yeah.
had stayed the manager, they would not have they weren't doing well, but they wouldn't have got relegated.
Yeah, but then I guess you're gonna say that the players overcome Roy's deficiencies, right? Because as bad as he was,
He saved them 2 years ago.
Well, we're talking about what just happened.
Right.
Elise, with the return of Elise and Eze and Gaye and Anderson, I actually would take Anderson from that squad and put him on Arsenal. Just because I believe Anderson is another player we could have on our squad, and we wouldn't drop that big if we went to a center back pairing of Anderson and Gabriel if we needed to. I think he plays on the left or maybe plays on the right, whichever way. But I think that would be a good solid pairing to have, or a good solid depth to have at center back. But yeah.
Question: where's the Eze rumor coming from? Is that who's the source for that? I haven't seen it.
I've seen a couple of things about SA. This was a comment that was made, but I saw something about Eze. I don't know who this AA Rush is. Somebody, I don't know who, but I did see something else about.
It's a G Howe, isn't it?
Huh?
It's a G Howe. Is the source?
Oh, I don't know what you're saying there.
G Howe.
I don't know what you're.
Okay.
I don't know.
Gary, he's saying your first initial last name.
No, I don't know what.
I guess I wasn't really taking a joke.
No. I just seen that his name has come up multiple times, and as you said, like if they're gonna sell Elise, then Eze and Gaye are just could be easily gotten as well. Joshua Jackson's done all right. He has. I think
Fringe
he was
is really good.
Yeah, Fringe. No, I was just about to say that. I love Fringe.
Fringe
I
is
love
great.
Fringe. I binged that one.
Not the 5th season.
I binged all of them. Yeah.
No, but the 5th season wasn't great. It went in a wild direction.
Is the 5th one with the what was that? What's in the 5th one? Stupid stuff. Lampard will be in the running for the next England manager. That's to tell you. That's. Oof. He might do better than
7 players that are older than the manager. Their new manager's 31.
You think Palace should chase Europe if they kept their players? Oh, definitely.
I think they could chase it. I don't think they'd get it.
Yeah. No, for sure they could finish top 6. Could finish top 6. And I don't know who this. I know he's talking about this P. Howell. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. A source of some bad rumors.
Yeah. The cast of different strokes that the clean was set. I don't even know where that came from. Why did that come up?
The decline of Goldberg.
Oh, okay. Yes. True. Everybody had a problem on that show, except for the maid didn't, right?
No, I think she's dead.
Well, that's a little different than a decline, right? I don't think they're talking. I don't think somebody's death is the same as Tony getting. Like, I think all of them were in jail and had that picture, the mugshot.
Yeah, but I'd argue dying is a major decline to being alive.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, in America called the Genesis, a game called Night Trap, which had the daughter from Different Strokes in it. It's not good. It's notorious. Yeah. It was one of the first early, I don't know what the term for it is, FMV game, where it's mainly videos. But it's notorious for the acting. Wow. Oh, what? Sorry, what? Mr. Huxtable? Is that his name in that show?
Yeah, but I mean that's
I've
just
Yeah.
like
never seen it.
I mean it's just like one person now. I don't think that was like the cast. You know, it's just like I mean it was. I mean he definitely did a job all by himself, but still.
No,
You know,
Trot. Sorry.
yeah, I'm not even gonna look at the show. I don't know what this is. The Mega CD. I don't even know what does that
That's
mean.
what they called. That's what they called the Sega CD in England.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why, but they just did. Same as I don't know why they didn't call it the Genesis in England. They didn't. I think it was because they thought we might confuse it with Phil Collins. I don't know. But we're buying the Genesis. Well, all of them, or just Phil? I don't know. Don't know. That kind of thing's illegal nowadays. So. Yeah. So it's the road trip, guys.
It is. It is. We are almost at 90 minutes. We will be starting to make our exit. I don't have a set time, but we will at least give everybody the hint that we're going to start to get out of here. But usually when I say that, we then end up having another 30-minute chat about who knows what. So this is our after show. This is our after show segment. Because
I did watch a good film yesterday, Gary.
Uh-oh. What's that?
It's called Inside Out 2.
Inside Out 2. There was an Inside Out 1?
Yeah, it was called Inside Out. It's a children's movie.
Oh, okay.
It's the that's a fair point as well, Russ. But yeah, no. It's the premise is basically a baby got
There's something
born,
making lots
and
of
you see
noises
it
in my
grow up.
ears. Sorry, it's causing me. What is that noise? It's like a reverb or something. What is that?
I can hear it faintly.
Is that you, Lonzo? What are you doing?
Um,
You tell me what you're doing. If I'm about to hear it, you might as well tell me what's going on. They might make sense why I'm hearing that. Are we playing instruments or something?
I think he's got a secret sideline playing the flute.
What is he doing?
Yep.
I don't know.
I see. But no, it's basically you're seeing the emotions develop in cartoon form within a child. It's animated, of course, but no, it was good. And obviously the kid's getting older now, so you're seeing her emotions develop even further via when she was going to high school. It's a good film. It's fine. I made it sound a lot worse than it is. It's fine.
No, I didn't know. Okay. Oh, it's one of those. Okay, one of those. Okay. It's on Disney Plus, so I guess I can watch it there.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
See what it's all about. Inside
It's
Out.
harmless. Like there's nothing in it that's actually problemish at all.
Yeah. So how you go to a movie? What, every other week, kind of thing? Is that kind of how you?
I try to go once a week because I've already paid for the card, so
yeah.
It'd only be to my own detriment if I don't use it.
Yeah.
So.
But if you went, like, I don't know how much the thing costs, but if you went 10 times, you get you've gotten your money's worth essentially.
Yeah, if you go 2 times a month, if you watch 2 movies in a month, you've paid for the card, generally speaking. But yeah, so I try to. Well, this is what I mean. Like, I'll watch most films because I've already paid for the card. So there's actually no benefit to picking and choosing and not watching something.
Yeah. Lonzo's mom showed up on the Full Nelson. Cool.
It was a cameo. I think Alonso had his door open.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh.
It may have been. But
yeah. All Disney films problematic.
Why is that, Ross? This should be good.
Is it go all the way back to the Bambi days? Is that kind of how he Is that why?
I'll be
What it
honest,
is?
my real excitement is I don't actually know what he's going to answer this with. So it's a mystery.
Yeah. So
I'm
And-
hoping to hear things such as Hitler.
I don't know what that. And Spencer says I am not a movie guy. Honestly, he's not a music guy either. Since he
I'm
doesn't like
not.
Spice Girls. So.
I like
Doesn't like
TV
anything
shows.
other than
I'm more of a TV
pop.
show guy when it comes down to it.
Yes. But we were just talking about different strokes. So you had nothing to say.
Well, that's because I had to step away for a second. Sorry.
Oh.
I am currently watching a thing on, I think it airs on Peacock where you are, but it's on the BBC iPlayer here, called The Traitors. It's a televised game of Mafia, the party game. I generally, as a rule, don't like reality TV, but this is quite fascinating.
So you don't watch Love Island?
I watched some of the first season of Love Island in the UK, but other than that, no, never. I've never seen it because I just said that I have, but I have not watched it since about 2015.
Understandable. I don't watch it either, but I saw a preview this morning that made me laugh, and I'll share it in the after show.
We're in the after
So-
already.
No,
This is
he means share it.
We are
like,
definitely
copy
live.
that purpose.
Oh, okay.
So I used to play Mafia whenever I was with my friends, and we would play at their house. And I came first place. I was Mafia. I was supposed to be a Mafia once, and I hated it because I was so close, but yet so far. So that was a good game to play.
You should watch it. It's good. The new Saved by the Bell series was. There's a new Saved by the Bell series. What? No, it's not. No, what? It's not the old folk, is it? That well, they're old now.
Well, the guy, the principal, didn't he pass away? So
Mr. Belding.
yeah.
Mr. Verdi, he was cool, man.
And the
Yeah.
guy, what's the guy with the hair?
Zach Morris.
Zach.
Not Zach Morris, the other
No,
guy.
character. AC
Marlo.
Slater. No. Dustin Diamond. I know you're thinking of Screech.
Screech.
They Screech, but then there's the other guy. I mean, he's too busy doing like, morning shows or whatever. So it's probably going to be a totally different.
But you
Yeah.
know, the new class wasn't that bad either.
Oh.
That was okay. That was more what aired here than the other one. Well, no,
Okay.
they both
Yeah.
did, but I was old enough to actually watch it. I understand it. But anyway, so yeah. So
I'm trying to figure out what's going on my iPlayer. It's some show. I don't know who this is, but I'm getting out of there.
Tom, did you see Strangers Chapter 1 yet?
Strangers Chapter 1. Let me have a, I've not. I don't think it's out here.
Okay.
What is what is that?
Oh, hang on. No, I've because I think I've seen the original movie, like from 15 years ago. They're like trying to reboot it or something like that. Did it come out here? Oh, it came out here last month. No, I never saw it though. Have you seen it, Alonso?
I want to see it, but I haven't really had time.
Okay. Well, they're making a chapter 2 and a chapter 3, so there is that.
Oh, really? Nice. That's good. It's a good concept.
But Russ has confirmed for us. Yeah, the old characters are in it, but there's no Mr. Belding or Screech because they are dead.
Mm-hmm.
As we may have suspected. Do you know, it would have been a lot funnier if Russ went, no, they are in it despite being dead. It'd have been Saved by the Bell, the ghost years.
There you go.
But yeah, so it's what it is.
Yeah, he didn't tell us much about the Disney problematic films. So.
Yeah, he got away from that.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's the Bambi. Would you have known about Bambi? Oh, you guys are all young. Do you know about Bambi and Disney?
What's
Yeah,
up with Bambi and
seen
Disney?
it.
You said it was problematic, the Disney film, so I'm assuming it started with Bambi.
I have no idea.
I think it's going to be the casting changes. Personally, I think it's going to be a.
Was it probably? You know what it was? It's probably Mickey in the Mickey Club. That's probably where it started. The Disney shows, right? That's probably where he started his hatred for Disney. Was the Mickey
Giving
Mouse
too
Club?
many opportunities to mice instead of humans.
Yeah. Well, the Mickey Mouse Club was the singers as well, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Justin
Oh,
Timberlake and.
that weren't a thing here.
Oh, you didn't have the Mickey Mouse Club?
No, when it was all like, oh, Britney Spears and they were all in like Justin Timberlake. Oh, they're all from the Mickey Mouse. I was like, they're from the what? What's that?
That's like basically if you did Mickey Mouse Club, dude, you went on to stardom. Right? That was like it's almost like the American Idol kind of thing, you know. You do that and then you move on to bigger and better things. So yes.
Russ has got an issue with Steamboat Willie.
This has gotten weird.
I don't know. What is this Steamboat Willie? Who's this guy? I don't
I'm
know.
about to Google it and find out.
Oh,
It's like the
I'm
first
not.
Mickey Mouse, where he's on the boat and he's like whistling. And
Oh, is that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know they called him Steamboat Willie.
I don't know what his issue with Steamboat Willie is. It's really
It started with Steamboat Willie. So he don't like rodents.
Yeah.
You don't like rodents? Is that what it is?
Nah,
you had the S Club 7. I don't know what that is.
It's the first Steamboat Willie. It's the first film starring Mickey Mouse to be released with synchronized sound. It threw silent animation into obsolescence and launched an empire. I mean, that sounds like it was written by Walt Disney himself. Like launching the great empire.
Yeah. Well, listen, I am gonna have to go soon. I don't know if you guys do want to stay around.
No, I'm going to bed.
All right. So I'm gonna let everybody have their say. Everybody in the chat, you can have your say, and we'll chat it out. Let's start with who are we gonna start with today? Let's start with we'll start with Spencer since he was there we go. Spencer.
Happy afternoon, everybody. Take care. See you Monday. Probably not much will change between then and Monday with Arsenal. So, will England have played Monday by that time?
England doesn't play, I think, until Tuesday, I believe.
Tuesday? Okay, yeah, okay, gotcha. Now, everybody take care, stay safe. If you need help with anything, call people out. Don't suffer in silence. Tom, Alonzo, Gary, thanks for having me on, and that's all I got. Happy Saturday.
Cool. Yeah, I think the way that the third games are going to be playing 4 matches each day, I think, something like that. So, yeah. And Lonzo, talk to the people before we go.
I just want to say thanks to everyone in the chat for keeping us company. Good to see you, Spencer, Tom, and Gary. Thanks for having me on. Looking forward to watching something today on TV. Looking forward to the race tomorrow with Martin Truex Jr. Hopefully win in New Hampshire. Other than that, hope that you guys have a good weekend and talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Cool. Mr. Tom?
Excuse me. Yeah, Russ wants me to talk about S Club 7. They were an attempt at like mimicking, I suppose, the Disney club. Excuse me. And yeah, it ended up being like a girl and boy band. There were 7 of them, obviously. And yeah, they were fairly
I don't even
successful.
understand why that is the phrase you had to use, but all right.
And yeah, so no, that was the group's name, the S Club 7.
No, the phrase that you used, I said.
What phrase did I use?
I'm not repeating it.
I've already forgot what I said.
Exactly, because you're just
dirty-minded. You can make me go back and rewatch.
You might have to go back and watch it, but But anyways, go on. Talk to us.
But yeah, no, it was good. It was good. And obviously they were a good mix of characters. They done some good songs, to be fair. I don't know if Russ will consider them good songs because Russ can be a surly gentleman. But no, in all seriousness, thank you to giving me this platform to sit here on Saturday afternoon and basically dazzle you all with intellect and knowledge and logic. I won that Ben White debate, by the way. Clearly, I came into the Lions Den.
You didn't win it. No.
I slashed you all down.
Just because you said it doesn't mean it happened, and it didn't happen.
I was like, slap down, slaps you down. Like,
all right,
all of you.
I should just mute you for that terrible comment.
Metaphorically, of course.
But say bye-bye.
But yeah, in all seriousness, have a good week, everyone. I don't know why I say have a good week, like, because it's all the same people will be back on Monday night in 2 days' time. So I mean, yeah, in all seriousness, have a good week, even if I do see you all again in 2 days' time. And
Cool.
Yeah, so is what it is. Inside Out 2 was all right. Well worth a watch.
Cool.
I actually think Inside Out 2 should have been inside the mind of a criminal instead of a 13-year-old girl. Imagine if Inside Out 3 you was in the mind of Vince McMahon and then you're watching his emotions.
All right. So on that note, we are moving on. He's supposed to say bye, and then he went there, but that is the road trip. Everybody, thank you for joining us. We'll do this again. You'll see us on Monday and Saturday and Monday again. It probably Mr. Tom leading the crew on those days, and you know what? I fear
it, right?
I fear what will be when I return. Yeah, I'm heading out on a trip. See a family reunion. So I haven't done a big one like this in a different country, so this will be cool to do. But yeah, maybe I'll show up remote. We'll see.
Have fun.
Yes. So we'll be back on Monday. Mr. Tom will be leading the gang. I might jump in for a little bit. I might not. It all depends. We'll see how that all plays out. But it's all Mr. Tom. Got Mr. Tom for a week. Yes, that is the face you make. But anyways, we'll see you guys on the next one. And come join us. Hit the likes, subscribe, and all of that. And famous last words, but don't forget them are.
Life is a journey. Don't waste your trip. Enjoy the ride. There you go.